widely.
No worries. You can just post recording later on to those people who have missed it.
Hi guys, welcome to my first recording for Zoom on all things carbon. So we'll get straight into it. It's a very short one because we've only got 40 minutes. So let's get going. Welcome to everyone that is here. Okay, so how did everyone cope with yesterday? It was a bit dramatic. I had some ups and downs. One of the things that I had before, and this is the first thing I'll show you. This is, hang on, just get this into the right screen. How do I do this? It's in the way. How do I move it? Oh, there we go. Okay, so let me first of all show you my results from yesterday. You might find this interesting. This is more than just yesterday, but this is a little spreadsheet that I run every day to keep track of how things are going within carbon. So if you look at this yellow one over here, can you all see it? Are we looking at the right thing?
Yes, we've got it.
Okay, so what I do it's hard to know when a day is within all the different environments we work in. So I just decided a day for me is when I get up in the morning. Okay, so this is today for me. I did this half an hour ago. So basically I'm going through and I just record the activity of the previous day. Now the numbers in this chart here are a bit weird, so don't get too fast. This 4,800 is what it's telling me. This account was much bigger than $300 when I started. Okay, so I took money out and I've done other things, and I'll explain that in a bit more detail shortly. But the interesting thing is this column here, that's my profit per day, profit loss per day, my number of trades total from the date that I started, which is up here. Okay, so that's the date I started. That was the date of my first trade. This is the total number of trades today. Now, the interesting thing about the trades is it adds trades that count as when they start. So sometimes you'll get new trades, and you'll see that later on in one of the other ones where I got trades, but I haven't had any profit. So yesterday was a good day, 7 trades. I think probably the best day yet. Okay, but I didn't make a lot of profit, and that was probably because the account balance is quite small. This is the other interesting thing. Since I started, I've had 1.4 trades in that account. Okay, everyone understand that? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on, this is my first CAT account that I set up. Okay, now I set this up on the day that Kevin released the Academy. Okay, I went through every video on that day. I set it up, and so that was on the 23rd of the 11th. Now this is interesting. This is probably more interesting than the VIP. Okay, so again, it's a small account. It's only got $1,000 in it. Started with 830. And my gross profit is $266, $4.20 yesterday, 45 days I've been doing it, 96 trades, 3 yesterday, so I didn't do as well because I had a few stuck in that one. But the average trades, this is the important thing, guys, the average trade, 2.1, it's almost double the VIP.
Yes.
Okay. Now that is because I add extra alerts. I do add Kevin's, and then I add a lot of my own. And I'll show you how to do that and how to work them out. But we can't do all that today. This one here is my daughter's account. I haven't filled it in for today. But I'm just following on hers. That's a standard account that's just working in the background. That's for her university fund. Now this one, I call it my push trades. That's for the push feature that's going to be released. And that is also my free trading account. Okay, so there's some interesting numbers here. Now you can see here that on the 1st of January, I started trading because I hadn't been doing a lot of trading before that. Okay, I've had some bad results and I went back into trading on that day. And these are the results I've had since that day. So for the last, this total here is for that period covered there. So since the 1st of January. Now, the really interesting thing here, guys, is that yesterday I had a $2,000 liquidation.
Oh my God.
So, and I still came out $500 better off. Okay.
So what happened between December 31st and January 1st? You obviously had a paradigm shift in your mind or something.
No, not exactly. I had 3 stuck trades. I took 3 trades on things that if I'd done more research, I probably wouldn't have taken them. One was, I can show you actually. Just let me bring it onto the screen. Can you see my Bybit account?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went into this ADA trade and it went negative. So it's sitting at negative 79%, 1,300 in the hole. I bought this Dodge long during that rush in Elon Musk, when Elon Musk announced the they were going to take you could pay for accessories and for Teslas and Doge, and Doge took a big spike, and I didn't realize it was at the top, and I took a long. I took a short as well, so I made money on it coming back down, but I got stuck with this one, and that's been going for quite a long time. And the other one was the sand, and that's just a disaster. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was in those 3 trades, and I didn't feel like I had the room to move. So I was sitting on my hands. And then I decided that I would make a move. Like on the 1st of January, I decided there was enough free funds there, and I manipulated things, made a little bit of money available, and did a couple of trades. And obviously I was successful, added more money, which gave me more room to move. And then I just kept going from there. And I'll go back to that. Just while we're here, just have a look at this one. That's one that's still going today. So that profit hasn't been taken today yet. So, and it's a very small percentage. It's only at 4. So I took quite a big trade on that one. It's only sitting on 4% positive at the moment. And I'll show you.
Just I want to interrupt you. So you are doing trade on your own, but you are not following the rules which Kevin has done for that beyond the bot, no? That's why maybe you are incurring a losses.
Yes and no. Yes, I'm not quite following his percentages. And I'm not, I guess I'm not, in that I'm not taking trades that just go back to the start. I do look at the charts, but almost.
Okay, I understand. You are analyzing your own charts. Okay.
All my trades are based on carbon. So carbon is the thing that tells me where to get in or when to get in. So I'm either taking it from the alerts I get from TradingView, or I'm or I'm taking it from carbon. So I talk about parallel trades. So that's taking a trade in line with what carbon's doing, and then you've got your retracement or your recovery trades, which are the other way.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what I'm doing, not much else. Okay, so so that's the push trades one. Then the next one here, now this is an interesting one as well. Now this started with $74. Okay, someone was kind enough to give me some money for helping them out, and I thought I'll do something with that, put it in this account. Now this is the most interesting account of all as far as CAT goes. Okay, it's been trading, where's my number of days? 11 days. Okay, average trade 4.4 per day. Why is that? That is because I selected all the accounts to go into that one. So I created a separate list. I picked all the TradingView alerts that were the shortest and didn't get stuck. And so you can see that I've consistently had high numbers of trades. When I started this one, I started on 5 trades per day, 1% entry, 0.8 or 8% profit. It didn't work. Okay, you look at these profits for the first few days, very low, like 7 trades on that day and 30 cents profit, 20 cents profit there. It didn't work. So around the 3rd day, I changed it. I changed it to 2 trades only and a 5% entry. So it's running on 2 trades, one if it gets into level 4. And you can see there that that it started picking up. Now this is showing a negative here for yesterday, but it's showing 2 trades. That's because those are 2 stuck trades. So that's the first trades I've got in that have been stuck, and that was because of the mess of yesterday. Okay, any questions on that sheet?
Yes, when you say on this last account, when you say that you changed it to 2 trades with 5% and you did it shorter time frames, what is a quote unquote short time frame?
Okay, very good question. Okay, let me show you another sheet, and I'll show you how to work this out for yourselves in the future. I thought I had it. Oh, yes, here it is. Okay, bring this one up. Okay, this is a chart that Wayne and I have worked on, and we've gone through every coin that's available to us, and we have worked out all the settings, and each time frame has its own chart. Okay, so if we look at the first one here, RV 15, it has a 2-bar time frame with 15 trades. And what I've done is I've done a calculation here. So this gives me the average trade in minutes, average time in minutes or hours for each trade. So when I sort by this column, I start at the top and work down. Those are my quickest performing trades. Okay, and we have worked out a lot of trades here.
Greg, please just say these are Excel sheets and all those things which are things that please we want to go through the tricks and all those things for beyond the bot and other when we should take some trades and all, no? But your Excel sheet is quite comprehensive. We will not understand.
Yeah, it's not designed for sharing with other people. It's for us to analyze it, and we're not sharing it as such because we're still working on it. But this coding in the side here, basically a green trade is a really good one. Yellow is reasonably good. White we haven't analyzed yet. Red is trades get stuck. And yeah, the green's the best one. So that's a color coding system we're working on, and we're working it out. I'll show you guys how to do this, and I'll give you a copy of the spreadsheet, but I'm not going to give you a copy of all the alerts. Okay, I will share good alerts with you from time to time, but you know, we spend probably about 2 or 3 hours on each one of these alerts. So we've put a lot of time into getting it going. So that's exactly what I mean by selecting my alerts for that account. And that's why I get better trades in CAT than I do in carbon. Okay.
So they're not necessarily 100%.
Yes, they're all 100%.
Oh, they are.
They're all 100%. And we will
So for
sacrifice
instance,
the quantity of trades for ones that aren't going to get stuck. So we're working on the basis of adding as many alerts as possible, but not getting ones that are stuck. We're trying to get the cream of the cream.
Hey, Craig, I have a question. So, so the average bar tells you how long the trade is going to be basically stuck for, right?
No, yeah, well, yes. This tells you a bar is, yeah, how long the trade is on for, not how long it's stuck. No trade is stuck because they're all 100% winning. It's all about the time that it's in the trade. And to get the real time, so the number of bars times the time frame gives you.
Okay.
So you're taking this number here, the number of bars.
what column? What column are you talking
It's
about?
column E. Can you see my mouse flashing?
I'm
No.
not seeing it.
It's
flashing.
column E.
It's column E.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought my mouse was flashing, but it's not. Okay.
It is for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on my phone. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So it's column E, and so you're taking the number of bars and multiplying it by the time in minutes. And then in this one here, we're taking into account, hang on, it's the average time in trade in, oh, I can't even read my own writing there. It doesn't even make sense.
Yes, in details.
It's in minutes, but then I've converted it to hours. So it's not minutes, it's in hours. So that's half an hour for those trades and 0.8 of an hour and 1 hour for these ones. So I'm trying to get away from the trades that stay, like if we come down the bottom, we'll see that the trades are in, you know, for 25 hours, 60 hours. So you know, a trade's not, you talk about a trade being stuck. Well, no, it's the time it takes to resolve. And we want to try and avoid those ones.
So would a higher bars mean, so would that kind of mean more opportunities for beyond the bot trades?
Yeah, well, see, this is the thing that's taken me a long time to get my head around, is the time frames. And it was really getting my head around, is doing this chart and getting my head around the time frames was what actually gave me that skill that kicked me off on the first. Because by doing this, I realized how the different time frames worked and what information that was giving me when I looked on TradingView. And there was an alert just went off for a trade. So what the question came up was, well, if I'm in a longer time frame, how does that, but the number of bars is smaller, how does that compare with something else? And so that's when I came up with the idea of creating this column time and trade, because that gives us a chance to compare a long time frame to a short time frame. So you might have a trade that's in for 1 hour, but it's only 1 bar, and you might have something that's in for 20 bars at 15 minutes. So how do those two compare? And that's why I created this column, because that actually compares those things.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So you know, we look at all the time frames, and by then doing a sort on this column, we can separate what we actually want.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'll move on from there because we're going to run out of time really fast. So I'll pull that one off and come to here. Okay, this is what I do in TradingView. Okay, now if this is the right one, this is my trade that's still running from yesterday, and I have it set back at where I took the trade. Okay, so
Okay.
this was before all the stuff kicked in. And I should be able to run it through if I can just work out how to do it. The problem is I've got a menu that's sitting in where all my controls are, and I'm not quite sure how to. I just need to minimize it somehow. I did see a video on how to do it, but I can't remember. Okay, I'll just leave it out of the way.
Are you trying to close the indicators?
Yeah, no, not the indicators, the Zoom information.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I've got it set up here, and we're looking at the moment at what's the date around there?
3rd.
2nd of January. So okay, so I was watching the chart. So these are the money B indicators here. And you know, we're just following along, watching it. An alert would have come in somewhere around here. Oh, alert probably came in here. Okay, 1 bar outside the Bollinger is what usually Carbon uses to set off the alert. I'll see if I can widen that up. So you probably see that there was 1 bar there. Okay, so we'll move on. No, we won't. It's not working. Okay, I'll do it manually. So we'll move on.
Hey, Craig, I have one question for the Beyond the Bot. So for your entries, are you just stacking your trades as it goes more and more towards the TP?
No, I'm not doing that. Hang on, I'm in the wrong chart. That's why I'm not seeing what I want to see. It's this chart I want to be in. Okay, so this is the chart. So this is a trade I took before the crash yesterday. Okay, so it was just meandering along in a channel, nothing happening, right? And then it starts to come up and it hits the edge of the Bollinger Bands, right? And it's starting to have some action here. I can't see exactly where I went in the trade. Oh, is it not showing? Anyway, I entered the trade, and when I enter a trade, I go in and I put in all these horizontal lines, right? So I put my entry in, and after yesterday, I also put my liquidation point in, and I put an alarm above the liquidation just to give me a heads up on what's going on there.
Okay, so it's just one trade that you're just kind of writing down how much profit is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't see where my entry is, so it's not. For some reason, it's not giving me the information that it should do. Just give it a refresh. You do find that you have to reload things sometimes to get the indicators to come back on. Okay. Because it's not showing my entry. Oh yeah, there it is up there. Okay. Here we go. This is looking better. Okay, so that's about, here's your signal. Here was the signal. This was the bars outside the Bollinger Bands going up. Okay, and now from what I know of Beyond the Bot, this was from, this is called the 1, 2, 3 dip that iCoin Pro do. And a lot of you will know about that. So you know that when it comes up, it's going to retrace, come back, and then go again. Unfortunately, Carbon always takes its trade here before this dip. That's why we always see a dip before it goes into profit. Okay, so
Gotcha.
sometimes we take the trade here, we get a little increase, then we get a retracement, and then it increases again. So you know, it oh, we're doing a short here. So it would have gone into profit, it would have gone back, then it comes back into profit. The interesting thing here though is that I set my take profit on the 50% because I examined the chart, and I can't do that now, but I examined the chart on different time frames, and I could see that it was going to get to 50 to that level quite easily. It was just going to take longer. And then it went through, so it came down and I got to the 50% profit. And you know, everyone, and I'm the same, sitting here, our emotions kick in, and you want to take profit here. And then this happens. And it almost goes back to zero, and you think, God, why didn't I kick it off there? But you got to believe in what you've worked out. And it went through, and it meandered around for a while. What time frame are we in? We're in the 15-minute time frame, so it was quite a long time, but I still had the belief that I had the metrics right. And then it went down. And don't blame the crash for this, because the crash happened. The crash happened right where I took profit. So if
wow.
so the crash hadn't happened here where I took profit. I took profit and then the crash happened. So I could have gone to 100% quite easily if I'd seen the crash coming.
Wow.
Okay, so that's basically how I work. So what I've done here is I've set up a new chart. Okay, this is a chart that's blank basically, or should be. Don't know why it's doing that. Oh, it's got the strategy tester up. Okay, so this is just a new chart. I just went up here and I just clicked new chart, right? So this is how I set it up. I have used the this feature here, which is a template. So I've set up a template. I click that, I get all my standard indicators. Okay, so this is how I like to start. So this is the money B up here, and this is I can't remember what it is, RSI or MFI, Money Factor Index, and this is the stochastic RSI. And I like the stochastic RSI because when this red line crosses, that's when the movement changes, and I've found it to be quite accurate. So if it's going up and I see it's in this situation here, I wait until it crosses before I enter. So that gives me a bit more of an advantage when I enter.
Okay, so you're waiting for it to come back into the blue area before
I'm waiting for the red and the blue to cross. If it's at the top, it's one way, and if it's at the bottom, it's the other way, but it doesn't matter. It's when it crosses. So you can see there where it crosses. If you look up at the graph, it's where it changes.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, down here it crosses, and it's at the same point as where it starts to change. So that's, to me, has been quite a improvement on how to get it going. Okay, we're going to run out of time really soon, guys. So I'll just
Actually, it told you that, Craig, it told you that it took your time limit off. It's a grace thing they do the first call.
Oh, okay. Okay. I saw that, but I didn't read it. I just clicked it to get rid of it. So we can go longer. Yeah, I really want to answer questions. I've given you a brief overview of what I do, and I can go into details on how I set all this stuff up in future ones, and how I set all my alerts. Who was that?
Explain the bar thing.
The horizontal
bars? Where is the bar? I thought I knew what the bar is, but it doesn't make, it's not clicking in my brain. So can you show
Okay.
me a picture of the bar since you're in TradingView?
You mean the horizontal bar?
You keep referring to bars, and
Oh,
I thought
okay.
it was down
Right.
below
So how about,
money B, but
when I do, the number of bars in the trade, is that what you're
yes.
talking about? Okay, that's in the strategy tester. So you so I just turned the strategy tester off. No. I've got menus in the way. Sorry. Okay, strategy tester down here. Can you see that? When you turn that on, so this particular trade we're in now, FTM with the money B, it's got 18 positive trade or 18 trades at 100%, and the time frame, the performance is 4 bars. So that's actually quite a good setup. And then what I do, we can enlarge that, and we can see a bit more information. And if we go into performance, is it performance summary? No, overview, summary, one of them. Performance summary. I can come down here, and there's all sorts of information. But what I look at is total closed trades 18, and then the winning number of trades. This is where we're at the moment with analyzing it. Is 18 trades, but we've got 20 longs and 10 shorts. If we come somewhere, it tells you where that's longs and shorts.
Okay, I'll look at that. So you can go on to the next question then. That's cool. I didn't know that
Yeah.
was there. Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin's shown us that several times.
Okay, I'm obviously missing some of my videos, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes they're in those long huddles.
Oh yeah, by the way, it's in the 4-hour the crash meeting that was going on for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Sometime in December, remember.
If you look at the summary sheet that I've done, you'll be able to go straight to it.
Okay.
Okay, any
Thank
other
you.
questions?
Craig, can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes.
I understand with your template, you were able to pull up your indicators, but how are you able to save the actual chart, the perpetual
Okay.
contract chart?
Yep, good question. Okay, so once we've created got our circumstances right, and the way we since we've got a bit more time, I'll show you a bit more. So what we do is we go into our money B, and we come into our gear setting here, and we get all our inputs. That's what we want, and we fiddle these numbers. And every time we fiddle these numbers, the strategy tester will tell us what's going on. So we fiddle these numbers till we get the best outcome that we want. Again, I'll give you details. I'll actually give you in the future, I'll give you a chart. I'll show you the chart that I'll give you, but not today. So in this spreadsheet, I have this chart here. And so this looks at all the indicators that are in the money B, and it tells you what they do, and it tells you the defaults. So it gives you a guideline as to what you need to do. Okay, and I just worked this out. I just sat down, and it probably took me best part of a day, and I just went through each one, researched it, and found out what the defaults were. And it's not complete. There's stuff here I don't quite understand. Doesn't really matter that I don't understand it. I was going to ask Kevin, but never got the chance. So I'll share this chart with you sometime real soon if you want to start doing your own indicators. Okay, does that help? Is that the sort of thing that you're like.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that is impressive.
Okay, so I'll just take that one away again. Okay, so how are we going? Yeah, so that chart helps you understand what you're doing here. Once you get this one sorted, you go and you make sure you save the chart and name it. So you'd need to come in and name it. I'll just call it test.
And this is if you're configuring your own currency pairs and
Yes.
timeframes, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
and you save that. And then you come into here, and if you want to share that chart with someone else, you turn the sharing on, right? And then you save that link. And that link is what Kevin shares with us. So that gives you the chance to load that chart again without exactly the same.
How are you able to save so many charts, I guess, because of the limitation?
Yeah, I ended up at the top trading view thing. I went to the Pro Plus. It wasn't enough for me. It all happened really
Yeah.
fast. And so I'm on the top one. So I've got 400 alerts. You have a look up here, I'm sitting on 391.
Hey, Mark. So I actually, I created like a sheet. It's basically just the links from Kevin's videos for the direct, for accessing the pairs with the chart loaded out. So instead of loading my chart and like setting it to perpetual contracts, I just go in there, click the link, and you can just create, you can delete previous charts and just create another one. So so it's all in one sheet. I'll actually send it in Slack.
Yeah, I saw that.
I actually saw that, and I didn't to be honest, I didn't understand how to implement it, how to use it.
Yeah,
So it's so basically I just created that. So instead of going through each video to access a certain pair charts, because most people don't have the premium plan, most people have the Pro Plus. So you can just go in there and just click the link and make a copy of it, and it just gives you everything set to the right chart and everything like that. Money be set to the right settings. Yeah.
So are you saying, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's great. And what you want to do then is start documenting them on my spreadsheet, and then you'll be able to choose which are the better alerts, because that's how that started. Is we knew that people had a limited number of alerts, and you want to send the best alerts. And the reason I've got so many alerts here is that I actually send cat alerts to 2 or 3 other people. They're people that I help, and they haven't set up cat yet, but they're actually trading in cat because I'm basically doing a VIP for them. But that's really just temporary while they're supposed to be setting up their own alerts. So, but when you start doing some of the strategies I'm doing, where you're sending different alerts to different accounts, you do need more alerts. But hey, don't upgrade any plan until you've got the money to pay for it. You know.
But the way you use those, is that like if you see a alert come up on TradingView and the bot didn't take it, are you saying you pull up that chart with what you have provided there?
No, you load those charts into. So okay, so let's go back, and Kevin's covered all this, but I'll do it again. So we've got our chart here. It's all set up. We need to set the alerts on it. Right now, Kevin tells you to come to this one and go to the 3 dots. A lot of people get lost and can't find those 3 dots. I'll show you an easier way. So you just come up to the menu at the top, and it's got the alerts, and you just click on the alerts. And you come to this first box, and you just change it to Money B. Set your dates. Okay, one of the advantages of the plan I've got is I can have open-ended alerts. You want to set those as far out as you can. You want to put the web hook in. You want to give it a name. Yeah, and the way I name them is like this. This is my convention. Actually, I've dropped I don't do it like that now, actually. When I'm naming it, I don't name in hours anymore, right? It's all minutes. So that would be 60, and I don't put minutes or anything in there anymore. And I have the baseline, and I'll have a name or a code at the end sometimes. So if you come out, and then you've got to put the right thing in there and you create it. You all should be familiar with this. Yeah. So if you come over here, you can see that there's an alert gone off quite recently. It's on the 2-hour chart, it's baseline, and it's going to my friend Prue. Okay, I will have the same one kick off 4 times usually. Not always. See, this is interesting because I have 4 alerts on the same one, but they don't all kick off on the same time or at the same. So, you know, you talk about missing alerts. Well, yeah, TradingView doesn't even pull them all up. So,
yeah, I noticed that because I think it was one pair. The take profit was, I think it was a little bit higher, and the thing was, it was a little bit different in Carbon. Like the entry, the TP was a little bit different, but I mean, it still hit. It still hit 100% win rate.
yeah. Yeah, well, one of the things that Wayne and I are working on now with that spreadsheet is taking everything to a 1.2 or 12% win rate. So we're trying to get all our alerts that there's a 2% win rate margin in there to just give it that extra nudge to make sure that it completes.
I guess that's why they do that, right? They increase the TP to like 1.2.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay.
That's like reducing your margin, but you're not. It's like,
okay.
like if I was on 1, I could reduce the margin to 8% and it would have the same effect. But we want to try and keep getting 10% every trade. So the way to give that margin is to increase it to 1.2. And
Gotcha.
sometimes we'll go to 1.1, but we've decided to try and eliminate all the ones. Okay, if you look at on the right here, there's an ENJ one. See, that's got a Q in it. That's my one for that last, that little one. That Q stands for quick. So that's one of my trades for that Cat2 account that has the very small balance. One of the things that's really useful here is you can sort things. So I can just come in here and I can put the Q in, and then I just get all the alerts for that I have for that account because I have that code in there. Okay, so using that sort feature is really useful. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, Craig, I have one more question. It's about Beyond the Bot trades again. So do you wait for Carbon to go to stage 3 or 4, or do you just take trades just kind of looking through the different currency pairs, seeing, you know, like the support and all that?
A little bit of both. I have done trades and done really well out of trades, and there was one recently that everyone was whinging about, and I was just creaming it on the Beyond the Bot stuff. What was it, comp? I think it was comp. Anyway, it was one that we were stuck in and everyone was, you know, going on and on about it. And so, yes, so in that situation, I do what's called a retracement trade. So I'm working on the basis that it's going to go back to that figure. I'm still using everything else I told you about, looking at the Bollinger Bands and looking at everything to find the entry point. But it's not too important because you know it's going to go back. But it all comes down to time. you don't know how long it's going to take to get back there. So you're either got to be prepared to sit in the trade until it resolves, like a lot of them did yesterday, or you've got to take profit on the way through. Now, the biggest thing that I found that improved my trading and reduced my losses was having a big trading account. A big trading account gives you room to manage things so that you don't lose, because you have the funds to do it.
Oh yeah, you can lower the leverage and do the cross leverage.
Lower the leverage, ladder in. You can do all sorts of things. But if you're tight for funds, it's really hard to do. Of course, you can do it on a small account, but your trades are much smaller and your wins are much smaller. So what I ended up doing was I ended up taking all the money I had in my VIP account and putting it in a separate trading account. Now, I did that a weird way, because what I found is when I'm going into Bybit to do trades, I wanted my trading account to be my first account, my main account. So what I ended up doing was moving my VIP to a sub account and reconnecting it so that my main account was at the front.
So you can also, if you actually move it to the sub, and have your BTB on the main account, you can actually do it through the app. You don't have to go through the browser or anything like that. You can just put trades in, manage them directly through the app.
I'm do all that. Yes, you do all that through Bybit. Beyond the bot trades are all done in Bybit. Now the new feature, the push trade. Oh yeah, I'll show you that. The push trade is supposed to be coming soon. Carbon, there we go. Let's bring that up. Okay, you can see my Carbon account. Yes.
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 Okay, so when you set up a sub-cat account, you come to here and you can have add account. I've got the three I can add. I can't add any more. But see, I've got one set up for push trade. This push trade feature is coming through today, I think. Okay, I set that up as soon as Kevin told me about it. Or not told me, he told everyone. It wasn't just me. So this really is my trading account. So this is linked to my trading account because there's my trading account balance. But it has a trade in it because Kevin pushed a trade through for me. So this is my nasty Dodge account one that he's pushed through. So that is now being managed by the money management.
Oh, is that the manual account that it does? Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. So all those trades that I've got going in Bybit, I could push through to here. But the thing is that you've got to set up your rules before you do it. So I'm not going to be able to get 50% and 100% profits or 25% profits because the rules in the money management only allow for whatever you set them to. And you don't want the same settings for every trade. So some trades you want to push through, like pushing through trades into here is like having a VIP or a CAT account. And so if you're not a confident trader, this would be a good way to start. So you do your trades and then you push them through to here and let the money management manage them. And you'd stick to the same rules, 2%, 3 trades.
So do you establish different configurations for each one of these accounts then?
You could, I haven't yet, but I have thought very seriously about what settings I would have in this. If I was to push trades through to here, what settings would I want to have in here? And I haven't come to a conclusion yet.
So those default, they would come defaulted and you might change them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes. So I'd go into the configure. It's the it's the money management side of it that I would change.
Yeah.
So
And I noticed you didn't, everything is set up both. You didn't separate longs versus shorts and
no,
so on like
I
some
haven't
have
done
decided.
that, because when I look at the way the charts work, all the shorts come in when it's doing a big if it's doing a big movement up, all the shorts
Mhm.
are the retracements in that big movement up.
Yep. So we'd
So
lose out on a lot of
you
trades.
lose out on most of your trades if you do, but that's what I figure. The idea of sending your shorts to one account and your longs to another account is quite good. Well, I think it is. I haven't tested it. But then, you know, if you've got a limited amount of trade signals, then you'll run out of alerts. So for a lot of people, that won't really work. I have been talking to TradingView about whether you can put 2 callbacks in the same alert. It's not a feature that's available yet, but they're looking at it. So yeah, I might change some of these settings if for my manual trades. I haven't decided yet. And I would start with the smallest count and do that, test it first. So and in here, oh, if I go back, yeah, if I go back to here, you know, I might change some of these take profit, particularly the take profit one, I might change. Okay, so but I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I want to wait until it happens and then decide.
Another question is, did you leave yours as the standard setup, or did you take CJ settings?
I took CJ's settings until I got really stuck in a trade, and then I went back to Kevin's settings.
Okay.
And yeah, I think CJ's work for longs, but not for shorts, or vice versa. I can't remember which. It would be nice if we could have different settings for different trades, but
It would be nice if maybe Carbon can do something where once your trade is in, say, stage 4, it can automatically open a manual trade with a higher, I guess, account percentage.
okay, you've hit on a very important point there, and it's something that is really for more advanced people. So I'll show you something that. Let's go to my VIP. I think that's got the right trades in it. The important point to know or understand, and that hasn't got the right trades, okay, is that when Carbon goes into stage 4, if the position improves, it doesn't change its stage. And I haven't got any trades to show you that are like that.
Okay, it just shows you what is the farthest stage it went to.
Yeah, so look at this one, for example. This is actually a good one. So this one in stage 6 here. Okay, the CHR. So it's showing a negative 26%. When does the first stage change kick in, guys? Tell me.
Negative 50.
Right. So is that in stage 6?
No.
Okay, so if a trade is coming back and getting closer to 0, you can add another trade in. So you can change that setting. Just remember to set it back again later. So you can change that setting, let another trade in, as long as you know that that trade is improving and it's back in the, in the level 1 or 2 range.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so you can manually go into your settings, change your settings, let another trade in, or change. What you do is you change the trades in level 4 to a higher number.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you want me to I'll show you that if you like. That's probably the best way to do it. Okay, so you'd come into your configure. And you would change this to 3 and that to 4.
Okay, so let's one more trade in.
There's one more trade in. And if you've got a trade that is stuck and everyone says, you know, I'm in this trade and I'm stuck and I want to get out, and you can add some more funds, you can do the same thing. So if you can work out how much your 2% of your account is and add that much money, then you can then again up the number of trades. So you can then go to 4 here and 3 here, depending on what's going on, and add and let more trades in. So that, to me, that's the easiest way to get out of a stuck trade, is just to add a little bit more money and open it up again.
Gotcha.
And that's essentially what we did last night.
That's what I did with you, yes.
Craig, yes, we got on a phone call and we were discussing the options because I'm in a stage 6. And so we determined that we put additional money in and opened it up to 4 trades for the maximum number of open trades and 3 for the total trades after reaching stage 4. And I did have 4 go off while I slept.
Nice.
So they were all closed. No, 1 was still open when I woke. But so yes, that strategy definitely worked. I appreciate that, Craig.
Yeah, so because there are lots of different ways to get out of trades, but they all carry a high level of risk. This carries virtually no risk. It's just the thing is, when the trade clears, you've got to remember to come back and change your settings back.
When you're looking to add funds, you're going to be looking at your available balance and add 2% to that?
No, you're going to look at the total balance and add 2%.
Okay.
Because that trade came in on 2% of the original total balance.
Yeah.
So you've got to add at least that. And then you can take 2% of the available balance for your new trades. That's fine. The thing is, not everyone has the ability to add funds. But as you get into the beyond the bot stuff, the profits from this, from the VIP and the cat trading is minimal. So it's like your money in the bank that's, you know, earning 2 or 3% interest. It's doing really, or maybe 10% interest. It's doing really well, your long-term savings plan or whatever. But you're not making anywhere near the money that you can make in beyond the bot. And so so when you start making, you know, $100 a trade instead of $10, the little trades, the little ones that get stuck and the little problems that everyone's having become insignificant. You just not even worried about them anymore. Questions? I've left you stunned. Maybe it's time to finish.
Cheers, Craig. I just want to say thanks very much. I've got a dash, unfortunately, but it's
yeah,
really,
we've been
really
going an
informative,
hour.
very
That's
kind of
more
you.
than long enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was very informational, Craig. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you
So
very
we'll
much.
get into the details in future ones, you know, more into the nitty gritty.
And you are going
Appreciate it
to
very much.
post this call on Slack?
Yeah, I'll create a channel in Slack, I think, and do it there. And it could take a little while because I don't know how to do it yet. So I'm got to learn how to pick up the recording and whatever is required. So, But yes, I'll either add it to the trades channel or I'll create another channel for the videos. Or I might do both. Don't know. Okay.
Thank you, Craig. Appreciate it
trading.
all.
Cheers, Craig.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Cheers. I end the recording now.